Thank you so much, Ewan. Well, it is time for us to catch up with our regular parenting expert, Nikki Bush. This morning, we're talking about how to help your child to make good decisions.
Right, so earlier on this morning, we spoke about understanding how the human brain works and how it affects your child's learning process as well. And we're continuing that conversation right now with our regular creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush. Very interesting topic indeed. We spoke about those 3 gears that you've described it as well. But let's talk about the fact that sometimes children can get stuck in, let's say, first gear. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, what can that cause specifically for a child?
Okay, so being stuck in first gear means we're stuck in this reptilian brain. We're in fight or flight survival mode. And that means that the brain's not so open to learning, so the memory won't be working quite so well. There may be emotional outbursts. The neurons in the brain are not connecting, so associations are not being made. There are just so many different things that happen in the brain, so it's blocked. And we want to free up that brain so that it can take in information easily.
And I'm sure if you don't address the issue and you don't free it up in time, I mean, it can have long-term effects on the child.
Absolutely. And remember, we're looking at the future for our children. We need children who can do lots of critical thinking, problem solving, who have high EQ. And all of that is resting on the premise that their brains are functioning and going through all those different gears fluidly as often as possible and are not getting stuck in fight or flight.
So what do us parents stand to do? I think also, firstly, from a point of recognizing that your child may be stuck in what you describe as first gear, and how do you address it?
So firstly, let's look at the emotional temperature in our home. How is that impacting on our child? Is it stressing our child? If it is, well, you as mum and dad have the power to change that. We need to do something about our relationship if that's stressing our children, for example. And then we need to look at what's stressing our children outside of school. Are they being bullied? Do they have friends? How's their physical health? Are they getting enough sleep? You know, all these things that go to mount up to what we call stress. So creating a calm environment is very, very important.
So really it comes down to a calm environment, starting at home.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there's no stress. Okay, so we're not saying a stress-free environment, because in order for children actually to learn, there's got to be enough challenge as well as the environment being underpinned by as stable as an emotional environment as possible.
Look, I think there's always going to be some sort of stress, you know, especially in a home environment, you know, where parents are busy all the time, kids maybe have a long day at school and they're tired. So you need to be able to recognize that line between the two.
Yeah, so it is, as you say, reading between the lines and how much is too much, what's overstressing them, what's enough to motivate them to learn. So yes, you know, we talk about things like, you know, children do tests and exams and things like that, and some children get really stressed by these things, others take it in their stride. We need to teach children how to take life in their stride.
Absolutely. Is there a certain age when you should start addressing these things? I mean, I know that my boys are now going to pre-primary school, you know. So is it that important to start recognizing it now, or is it pretty much when they start, you know, going to primary school?
No, because, you know, just think about starting any new school, whether you're 3 or whether you're 6 or whether you are 13, it's stressful. But you know what? That's normal stress. As long as it calms down within a couple of days or the first week or 2, that's fine. In 6 months' time, if we're still freaking out going to school every morning, you've got to know there's something that needs addressing.
All right. So last words of advice then from you for our parents. I mean, this rather is a quite intense topic that we are talking about.
So just understand that your level of calmness does impact on your children. So you need to be as calm as possible. You need to keep an eye on your children, read between the lines, just tap into where they're at, and you have to lead them in this process. You've just got to be really cognizant of the fact if they're living in fight or flight, they are not in the ideal learning state, and then you need to take action.
All right. Well, the job of a parent, it never ends, eh? It never ends. Nikki, thank you very, very much. And there you have it. Hope that helped you guys out there just to help your kids really get the best out of their school years, to unlock their brains for their best possible potential.